It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Overtone Brewing Company and it's a can of their Mirabelle Plum and Ginger Gose coming in at 5% ABV. There's a look at the can, 440 milliliter. I like the wrap. Overtone Brewing Company producing some absolutely fantastic beers over the last couple of years. Based in, what's it called? What's the word? Glasgow! I had it there and I was thinking, what's the word? It took a couple of seconds. Glasgow in Scotland. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. It's been brewed with Citra hop as well. So this one should be quite interesting. Two-finger whitehead, hazy, straw-coloured Gose, small levels of carbonation rising up the glass. That looks really good. Shall we get the... Oh, look at it. I mean, look at that. It's got great body on it. I don't think I've ever had in my life a Mirabelle Plum. But the sound of a ginger and plum Gose just, whoa, sounds great. So what we should be expecting when we get our nose into the beer is ginger, plum, lots of kind of deep, dark fruitiness. And then maybe a hint of that sourness coming through. Let's do just that. Oh, it smells like tart. It smells like warm tart in the oven that your mum's just made. I remember my mum making tarts. A tart is like this kind of fruit, short bread crust on the top, like a pastry cake type thing. Yeah, a tart they call it. But yeah, definitely. Real fruity, kind of plummy, a little bit of spicy ginger, and then a touch of that kind of fruity citra hop on the back end. Really interesting beers Overtone Brewing Company produce. Should we dive in? Cheers. Goodness me. Oh, that's sour. Oh, wow. Stone the crows, that's sour. Wow, that really took me away. That really took, almost like made me exhale and get all the air out of my body then for some reason. Wow. But lovely and tart and fruity with that kind of sourness. It's like saltiness coming through it. And a Gose beer is a slightly kind of salty. Oh, that's good. That is good. Oh, blimey. Wow. Really refreshing. Really refreshing, really exciting beer. The more you taste the Gose, the more you taste the sour beer, the more that kind of sourness after the first 1, 2, 3 tastes, it kind of just dips down nicely. It's there to begin with and then it kind of dips down. But what I really like, and I mention this in every review of a Gose or a sour beer, is that as soon as that sharp kind of sourness dissipates, you're left with this kind of just, pardon me, really carbonated as well. Lovely kind of light wafery biscuit kind of flavours in the beer. And then there is a touch of ginger. It's not overly done. If I'm honest, if I'm completely honest, no, is there? It is there. The ginger is there. It was hiding behind that initial sourness. It's very fruity in that plum is there. Slightly sweet, kind of raspberry, kind of like a fruit tart I was talking about earlier. And then there's that ginger flavour, but strangely without the spice. If you're used to drinking ginger beer, or if you've had a ginger beer, sorry, I got a really itchy ear. If you've had a ginger beer, then you will kind of expect this ginger fiery burn that comes through with a ginger beer. And that's missing in this beer. And I think that would have given it the complete picture. If this had a really fiery kick to it, and I don't know if that's just the brewing process where they've built this Gose, they've brewed this Gose, and it's just taken away the fiery ginger kick. It's kind of like equalised it, if you like. Balanced it away. It's just science, isn't it? It's brewing science. I imagine they wanted the flavour and the spice of ginger, but it just hasn't quite happened. I would like more spice. I would like more of that ginger fiery kick to come through. But a lovely, tart, refreshing Gose with tastes of ginger. The body is so impressive. Look at that. As I'm rolling that beer back and forth, look at the carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Isn't that fascinating to look at? Beautiful, beautiful lacing on this glass of beer. Great body, but very, very refreshing, very, very drinkable. The Citra, you get a little bit of that in the aroma. It's very difficult to especially when you're brewing with plum and ginger, it's very difficult for the Citra hop to really come through. I suppose there's a touch tropical. Right, this is a mixed ferment Gose with additions of Mirabelle Plum from Lorraine in France and Lebanese ginger, bringing you a tart Gose that is brewed using Indian coriander and pink Himalayan sea salt. So you got a little bit of that sea salt, that saltiness as well. So the Gose style was first brewed in Germany, and it was brewed at a brewery in the town of Gose. I think the town is called Gose. And the water is naturally salty in the town. So whenever people want to try and brew this Gose, they have to add the salt to the beer. I've had some really good Goses where they, including this one, where they've just put a little bit of salt in. And I've had some terrible Goses where they put too much salt in, and it's kind of like, it's almost like seawater in your mouth. It's a fine balance getting this right. So the hops are Citra, the malts are lager, wheat and sheet acidulated. The yeast and adjuncts are lactobacillus, Californian ale, Indian coriander, Himalayan pink sea salt and Mirabelle Plum plus ginger. I'm a fan of this brewery. I would say that there's a couple of points that if they were going to brew this beer again, I think they would probably get the Citra to do a little bit more in terms of the flavour, and they would probably get the ginger to be a bit more fiery and have a bit more punch about it. But that's for the second brew. That's for another day. It's still nice, still very refreshing, still very drinkable. The lager malt does wonders for this beer because it makes it really crisp and really refreshing. I like the taste of the ginger. The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm getting towards the bottom of the glass, the more I'm enjoying the ginger, the more the ginger flavour's coming through, but not that fiery kick. I think there's room for improvement here with this beer. I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I think the brewery knows that they can improve this. It's still very good, but there's room for improvement. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.